All right. Hey, Siboy Darren coming at you again with another Love March Movement fasting video. This one is for Wednesday, the 19th of March. Yeah. I know how we do it. We come at you every Wednesday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. fasting and praying for our nation, Jamaica, land we love. Today's fasting video is themed Strong Family, Strong Nation. Yeah. And that's also the theme for the upcoming Love March. It'll be on the 13th of September, and we want to see all of you there. So we're telling you from early so that you can mark the date down. I know you don't have anything planned so early for that date. So just know that Love March is on that date, and you will want to be there. It's going to be bigger and better than ever before. Right? So yeah, I'm gonna jump right into the 3 points. People don't want to make the video too long. Alright. The first point number one, is we need to pray for parents that they will play their roles as parents and seek to bring up their children to be responsible, respectable, and productive members of the society. Yeah, it's super crucial that parents play their roles properly. Nowadays, you have a lot of parents spoiling their children and petting, babying their children, and it's producing irresponsible adults. The children that are bad and allowed to be bad when they're growing up are going to be bad when they're adults. The Bible speaks about train up a child in the way he should go, and he will not depart from it when he is old. You know what I mean? And so disciplining children, parents should discipline their children. Parents should take the time to talk to their children, guide their children, and provide support for their children, and be a good example for their children, so that their children can grow up to be responsible, respectable, and productive members of society. The role of parenting is very, very important for family and nation building. And so our first point is to pray for all parents across the nation that they will play their roles properly as parents. Point number two, pray that the concept of it takes a village to raise a child will be brought back to life, so that the adults will seek to discipline and guide not only the children who are under their care, but every child who seems to need some amount of guidance. Right about now, what I've been observing in the Jamaican society is people only care about their children or the children in their care. But once it's someone else's child, if they see the child stepping out of line, it's that they are afraid to say something to the child. It's like they don't want to tell the child what to do and what not to do. I also observe in some instances where adults actually speak to the children and the children respond in a disrespectful manner, as if this adult is not supposed to talk to them because they're not their parents. That need to cut out. Parents need to let their children understand that anybody who is an adult and is in authority over them has the right to talk to them and guide them down the right path and correct them when they are wrong. You know what I mean? And adults need to be adults and be stern and realize that they have the authority to talk to younger children. When they go to the bus park and the children acting out in the bus park, the adults need to know that they have authority to talk to the children and let them know that and put them in them place. You know what I mean? So we want to revamp that concept of it takes a village to raise a child, because the parents try to do it on their own and there are a whole lot of other influences out there, but with the collective efforts of all the adults, the teachers, the people in the community, the people at the various business establishments that the children may go to on a day-to-day basis. When the children act out, the adults need to know that they can speak to the child, discipline the child, you know, without fear of the child retaliating, and without fear of the child's parent coming down on the adult. That's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? If a child is in the wrong, the adult should be able to correct the child without being afraid that the child's parent is going to come back and complain and start some kind of argument. That's rubbish. So yeah, pray that all the adults will not let the children take over, but they will stand up and be firm and have some kind of backbone and provide some kind of guidance for the children so that we can have a better nation in the future. Things can start to look better as time goes by. Point number three, let us pray for a reduction in the high numbers of teenage pregnancies in the nation. I recently went to a clinic in St. Thomas, and the amount of teenage mothers I saw, you know, young ladies younger than me, and I'm 22, and they never had any male support there with them. None of them had a boyfriend or a husband who was there with them, you know, to support them um, with this parenting role. And I was just really, really saddened by that. I was saddened by that because I'm like, these young ladies are not ready to take on parenthood. They're not ready to take on parenthood. When parenting is a very, very big role, and everyone needs to understand that you're not only responsible of taking care of yourself, you have to take care of another human being for many years until they're able to fend for themselves. And if you're unable to do that, you may just end up ruining that human being's life. You know what I mean? So, teenage pregnancy. I'm not saying that all teenage pregnancies, all the children turn out to be, less than successful or turn out to be bad or anything. But it's just super hard. It's super hard for a teenager who does not have a job, who doesn't not even have their own place to live, to adequately provide for their child, opposed to someone who is established, someone who is married, and so has the support of their spouse in the whole child rearing process. um it's much better for people to abstain from sex until marriage, and then within marriage have their build their family, and stick within the marital union to you know bring about the proper raising of their children. It's super important. Anyways, we're gonna go on to the three people real quick. Three people. The first person, our Minister of Youth and Culture, Minister Lisa Hanna. Yeah, we would like to pray for her that she would seek to rebuild the "it takes a village to raise a child" concept. She is in that position. She has the power to communicate to the people of Jamaica how important it is for adults to play a collective role in raising children. And so I want to pray for her, you know, that she will understand and grasp this concept and communicate it to the society at large. Number two, I want to pray for Miss Betty Ann Blaine, who has been a significant voice for children and the family in the nation. Let us pray that doors will open up for her as she seeks to reach the nation's people and rebuild the family structure. Yeah, I want to show some love to Betty and Blaine and pray and fast for her today, this Wednesday. That as she continues her mission to, you know, protect children and to protect the family structure, um, that people will listen to her and really hear what she has to say, and take her recommendations, as we all work together as a nation to bring about the improvement of the overall um life standard, you know the overall well-being of the nation. um Number three, we would like to pray for Dr. Sandra Knight, who is the chairman of the National Family Planning Board. Let us pray that her and her organization will seek to reduce teenage pregnancy by promoting abstinence just as much or even more than condom use. Because let's face it, abstinence is way more effective in reducing teenage pregnancies and reducing transmission of HIVs than anything else, right? And young people need to know that they have the self control, they have the willpower to hold out until they get married, you know, before having sex. And that's the best way to go about it. That's the best way to go about it. And so that needs to be communicated, and the family planning board has the power to communicate that to all young people, that abstinence make sense. Yeah, so that's the 3 points. Three people. Sorry about that. We also want to invite you to Love March Movement. We also want to invite you to our benefit night this Friday at the Green Gables Theater. Friends Forever, it's a play, and tickets cost $1,500. Yeah, half the proceeds of that night, this Friday night, March 21st, will go to the Love March movement as we seek to raise funds for our next march coming up in September. It's very expensive, and so we need to start raising money from now. So yeah, if you really want to help us out, come out to the benefit night Friday at the Green Gables Theater, starting at 8 p.m. It'll be a wonderful, wonderful show, and we're looking forward to seeing you there. Cool. Thank you so much for watching the Love March video. Take care.